Hello students, in my previous video I explained you on a topic of a prayer for my daughter. Okay, now in this regards of prose, I am here to explain you about the life of a beggar. Begging is not a good quality of man. We people are made, given birth by God to do such a work in our life that is appreciable, unforgettable, and unbelievable, and story in which we try to summarize here how a beggar changed by a man. Beggar means a man who do not have willpower. A man don't will to work whether it is comfortable or uncomfortable for his life. So unwillingness of work, unwillingness of doing work is not a good thing. A man should be laborious. A man should hard worker to get his goal. But begging by a beggar, he has no goal. He is a man who always think to get something without having any work. So, yeah, it's good when some people are a person who is disabled and could not work or cannot work, so it's good for him to beg. But if someone is good at physically strong and smart, educated and literate, it's not a good idea to ask for alms or to beg somewhere else. And it's an interesting story written by Anton Chekhov, who explained the story of a beggar, and author changed the life of a beggar. He taught him how to work, and in this way, when once he encountered with a man who was begging in the street, he encountered the man, and in this story he encountered a beggar who was asking for some food or something else. As a beggar, he starts begging him, talking that, kind sir, be so good as notice a poor hungry man. I have not tasted food for 3 days. Means lie. Once you start speaking lie, it will never stop. You make so many excuses in your life to hide a single lie or falsehood. So keep it away from your mind. Don't make excuse for time. Don't make excuse for your goal. Don't make excuse for anything. Excuse brings so many excuses, and you have to pay it one day in your career. So to shape and to frame your career, you have to do hard work. So a man encountered with a man, with a author, or before a author, and he asked, I am hungry for 3 days. Author was shocked and he started remembering that I have seen same person somewhere else, and he started inquiring about the man. For 5 years I was a village. He repeats the story, means beggar repeats the story. What did he say? I swear by God, for 5 years I was a village school master. Means beggar said, I was a schoolmaster, but due to the impostor, false blame, I have been blamed by the principal or by the director of the school, James Tabo, and who kicked me out. I was the victim of false witness, and someone witnessed falsely against me, and I have been kicked out from the school job. Now, since then, I am jobless and I am looking for a good job. Scott Sobe, a Petersburg lawyer, means author was a lawyer in Petersburg, looked at the speaker, tattered, means speaker who was narrating his story as a beggar. His physical appearance was tattered, dark blue overcoat, means his overcoat was tattered, means torn, and his muddy drunken eyes, at the red patches on his cheeks. Red patches on his cheeks means you can see red patches on his cheeks, okay? And seemed to him that he had seen the man before. Scott Soap remembered that the same personality I have met somewhere else. Because he was a lawyer, so he had to inquire on the situation, and he started remembering the day when he encountered the same person before. And now I am offered a post in the Kaluga province. The beggar continued, but I have not means for the journey there. Beggar said that means I have been posted in Kaluga province, but I do not have the money in my pocket, so I could not go there. Graciously help me. I am ashamed to ask, but I am compelled by circumstances. And he excused that I am compelled. Compelled means I am very sad, and I am very compelled due to the circumstances. It's my due respect that circumstances made me beggar, though I am not a beggar, but I am compelled by the situation, by the difficult situation that I had faced. Scott Sob looked at his galoshes means goggles, through his goggles, which one was swallow like a shoe, while the other, and now his, what did he see? He saw that high up the leg like a boot, and suddenly remembered. Looking his feet, he remembered the man where he was encountered with him. Listen, the day before yesterday I met you in Sadboy Street. He asked the beggar, I met you Sadboy Street yesterday, and then you told me not that you were a village schoolmaster. Means you excused here that you were a schoolmaster. But yesterday, what did you say? That you were a student. Yesterday you said to me that you were a student who had been expelled. Do you remember? Can you guess? Can you remember that yesterday you said me that you were a student and you have been expelled? No, that can be so. No, means there would be somebody. I was not there. The beggar muttered in confusion. Now he became confused, listening the conviction of the lawyer Anton Chekhov. I am village schoolmaster. No, 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 I am a schoolmaster. Means he reinforced the birth that he was a schoolmaster. This it I can show you documents to prove it. And he assert that I can show my documents to prove it that I was a schoolmaster, I was not a student. Okay. That's enough lies. Lawyer Scotsop started scolding him that you speak lie and you make false conviction to beg alms on the street, and now you speak lie. You called yourself a student and even told me what you were expelled for. Even you told me for what you have been expelled from the school. Okay. So Kotsov flushed and with a look of disgust on his face turned away from the ragged figure. Now he understood that I have been caught, my lies are being caught by the lawyer. It's contemptible, he cried angrily. It's a swindle. I will hand you over to the police. Damn you, you are poor and hungry. Lawyer admitted that if you speak lie, I will handle you and call the police and hand over you to the police if you speak lies shamelessly before me. The ragged figure took hold of the door handle and like a bird in a snare looked around the hall desperately. Now he understood I have been caught. Now he became unhappy and distressed. I am not lying, he muttered. I can show you document. Again he insists that I am a schoolmaster and now I can show you my documents. Who can believe you, Scott, so bent and still indignant to exploit the sympathy of the public for village schoolmasters and students? Means, for the sake of schoolmaster and student, you are asking for beg and you ask some money to help you. So low, so mean, so dirty, it's revolting. Means what the work you have started asking, begging and asking for some money, it's so mean, so dirty, it's revolting. Means you are not such a guy who deserve it. Scott so flew into a rage and gave the beggar a merciless scolding. Scott so a liar started scolding him. The ragged fellow's insolent lying aroused his disgust and aversion was an offense against what he Scott so loved and prized in himself kindness. A feeling hot sympathy for the unhappy. By his lying, by his treacherous assault upon compassion, the individual had, as it were, defiled the charity which he liked to give to the poor with no misgiving in his heart. Scott so said that means you are misleading the people, you do not deserve the kindness, you do not have feelings in your heart, we do not have any sympathy. I am very unhappy. The deeds you do every day is speaking lying and you treat the people and it's a kind of treacherous assault upon compassion and you will be culprit of asking beg to the people but you do not deserve. However, charity should be given to the people or the person who are really deserve it and you are trying to uh, snatch their side means you are trying to make excuse and you are trying to snatch the uh, hands of poor with no misgivings in his heart and you do not have any shame in your heart The beggar at first defended himself. So, listening the Scots of scolding, first he started defending himself but could not. How long would he able to protest the oath? Then he sank into silence when he was unable to defend himself. Now he wanted to overcome from the situation. Sir, he said, laying his hand on his heart, I really was lying. Now he made clear that really I was lying before you. I am not a student and not a village school master. He realized that all that's mere invention. Only these are my own opinion that I made myself. I used to be in the Russian choir. Means I was in the band group of choir group are people who used to sing or play any instrument, and I was turned out of it for drunkenness. I used to drink, I used to take drinks, and I became drunkard. So I have been kicked out from the choir group. But what can I do? Believe me in God's name. Now you can believe me. I can't get on without lying. And to save myself, to get something, I started speaking lie. When I tell the truth, no one will give me anything. When I speak truth, no one come behind me and give me something to eat. With the truth, one may die of hunger. Means if I start speaking truth, I will die with hunger and freeze without a night lodging, and no one will ask me for a lodging. What you say, it's true. I understand that, but what I do means I have no options to do such a work. So I started begging alms. What are you do? You ask, what are you do? Cried Scotso, going close up to him. Work, that's what you must do. You must work. Means you should make your choice. What kind of work you can do? You should make your choice and you should do. Nonsense, you are young, strong and healthy and could always find work if you wanted to. But you know, you are lazy, pampered, drunken, you reek of vodka like a pothouse. You have become false and corrupt to the marrow of your bones and fit for nothing but begging and lying. If you do graciously condescend to take work, you must have a job in an office in the Russian choir as a billiard marker where you will have a salary and have nothing to do. But how would you like to undertake manual labor? I will bound you wouldn't be a house porter or a factory hand. You are too gentle for that. What things you say really, said the beggar, and gave a bitter smile. How can I get manual work? It's rather late for me to be a shopman, for in a trade one has to begin from a boy. No one would take me as a house porter because I am not of that class and I could not get work in a factory. One must know I trade and I know nothing. Nonsense, you always find some justification. Wouldn't you like to chop wood? If you can't do anything, you can chop wood. Means author started convincing the beggar. First he caught him his falsehood, then he convinced him and inspired him, motivated him, and now beggars thought that now I can be save myself, defend myself, protect myself from the Scots soap, and now he asked for the work. He said that means he made so many excuses that I am not a man, such a man that can do such a work. I am not fit for these works. So ultimately he said that you can chop wood. Nonsense, I would not refuse to, but the regular wood chopper are out of work now. Oh, all idlers argue like that. As soon as you are offered anything, you refuse it. Would you? Certainly I would. Very good. We shall see excellent be still. Scott saw in nervous haste and not without malignant pleasure, rubbing his hands, summoned his cook from the kitchen. So It is very interesting story. It will be continue in the next video. At the last of the video, you will see and find that how the life of a beggar changed into a good job and he became a good person. So it will be continue for the since then. Bye and take care and comment me if possible for you for this lesson, The Beggar, written by Anton Chekhov, and read the lesson carefully. You will get some clues and hints how a man can change his or her life in future. So take it and listen the video, see it carefully. Bye.